everyone, welcome back. This is my rendition of Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. Also redone for my inspiration by Elvis Costello and T-Bone Burnett. Actually kind of took this from that, so if there's any copywriting issues, they kind of wrote it. But I kind of took the rhythm figure and I made it a little simpler. And what's great is that it uses your 3 starter chords anyway, and that's freaking rockin'. So I'm going to go through it very roughly here and just give you the general idea. And I really encourage you to, first of all, get that version, go buy it off iTunes or whatever you got to do, and listen to it and try to, as you play this, get comfortable with listening to it and follow along with the words, because it's really going to help guide you as to how long you're on each of these chords. And I think it pulls you more out of your head as to what's a down and what's an up and how long am I on this chord and all that kind of cerebral stuff, and it gets you to just kind of connect with it in a more raw musician type of way. So go ahead and get that. Now 3 chords, A, D, and E, and it's going to start on an A, and the basic rhythm figure is this. So I'm just going to jump ahead and I'm going to start going through the song. So if you need to review your A, D, and your E chords, go and do that first and then come back to the video. So here we go. So with the A, here's the rhythm. It's basically just this. It's just down, down, up, up, down. And by playing with that proper grid, you're creating the timing that is in effect the strumming itself. Is that you're just locked in. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Now a little pointer with the A chord is when you're comfortable with your A chord, you want to graduate from this underhand grip, kind of roll it up to where your thumb ends up blocking out that E string. Then you can strum through everything all the time. You can really loosen up your right hand. So get to that as soon as you can. So first little bit, first rhythm figure is, first piece I mean, is that rhythm figure, and then we're going to hit a D chord. So it sounds like this, rhythm figure, then a D chord, 2 hits, both down strums. So that's your first chord move, back to A. So it's... And then that same rhythm figure for another 2 times. So it's rhythm figure on A, 2 down strums on a D, just locking in, 2 more rhythm figures on the A. So that's the whole top system of the song. Now you have to make a note that you're going to start back over on the next system down. A system, by the way, is the whole line of stuff on your document. So as you start back over on the next system, or the next verse of the song, however you want to think of it, is that you're going to start back on that A chord again. So really, I like to think of it in that kind of system, because you don't want to think of it as like, you just have to remember you're starting back over in the same place that you ended. It's better to reset the mind and think that way. So it's going to be exactly the same on the next time, but instead of moving up to D, we're going to move down to an E chord. Sounds like this for the second half. That's it. It's very simple. You're just plugging in a D instead of, an E instead of the D. So if we put those 2 pieces together, it'll sound like this. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. So that's the general idea of the form. I do encourage you to try to hear where the words would be placed. It makes it a lot easier to keep track of. Now that happens twice because he's got another line, so same thing. I don't know. I don't know what the words are. Head, you're going to hear that do 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 part, right? Right, you're going to hear that part in there. We're not going to play it, but it's there. Then it recenters for the chorus. I feel a ring of fire. It's going to center on an E chord. Same rhythm pattern though. Then it goes to a D. kind of hear burning ring of fire. So same thing, you're just replugging in that rhythm 2 times through on the E, once on the D, once on the A. That's your chorus piece. And it burns, 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 you're back on the A chord. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire. So you have that same rhythm figure, and it burns, burns, burns as 2 passes through the rhythm. And forgive me if I'm going fast, it makes a lot more sense when you hear the song and you just try to absorb it and then kind of listen to the words as your structural guide, or just study the video a little bit more. So, but I don't want to make like 25-minute videos, it's going to get too old. So again, and it burns, burns, burns part is burns, burns, burns. Then I get this bar of 2 down strums on A, 2 down strums on D. That ring of fire, back to the rhythm. So it's as soon as you hit the D's 2 strums, the very next time you resolve back to the A, you're back to the rhythm figure. So it's and then that ring of fire. It's going to do the same thing on this the same rhythm thing, but instead of a D, it's going to do an E chord. Let me do that whole part. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire. That ring of fire. So that's your whole final piece. And that's still tagged on to the end of the chorus, so I still kind of think of that as the chorus. But that's how the song goes, and that's all that there is to it. It's just those 2 pieces, really. And what a great song! I mean, it's freaking awesome. So one time through for all the ladies. Psych. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. Do, do, do. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high, and it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire. So I hope you enjoyed this campfire rendition of Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. Just really great stuff, you know. I love this song. So send your requests, and I'll see you soon.